Okay, guys, how's you going today? So it's a bit nicer out today. Slight breezy. Um, there's a video that I might upload at some point here. I've watched it a couple times and shared it on Facebook and whatnot. But there was a trucker last night, a blue one. This guy was a cocksucker too. I went and bitched him out too. There's another one there today, but this was a blue one. And he actually ran over all those markers in the neighbor's driveway there, which was actually kind of hilarious. Because what are you doing, cocksucker? Yeah, he ran over all those, and that one is still smashed. But that one is they apparently re-straightened them last night sometime. When I don't know. Well, I'm kind of fed up with it. So, but I do have to do some editing to that video, cut some things out and whatnot. So I don't know when that video will get uploaded, but it was last night that happened. And of course, this guy was fat and he was mean. How come it's always the fat truckers that are always the fucking meanest? It's like, really? Like, I don't understand it. Because the other guy that we talked to, he was skinny and he was nice. This guy's fat and this guy's mean. Like, really? What is it with the fat? What is it with these kind of people? I mean, I guess you get some people that are just cocksuckers, and then you get some that are nice. But yeah. So I'm moving even slower today than I was the other fucking day. Just because I fucked my back up again, so that's awesome. Feeling a little bit better today, or feeling a little bit better now. I kind of got very little sleep, and my back was fine when I went to bed. But then after like half an hour or whatever, my back started killing me. It's like, really? And I just barely got out of bed today. Like, I didn't even want to move. But kind of have to. So here comes the truck. So yeah, just my back's feeling a little bit better. I did take some painkillers too to help. What good these painkillers will do, I don't know, because they're kind of small, but I guess if it takes the edge off the pain, it's better than nothing, I guess. But what are you gonna do? So yeah, I do have a video coming up later today, and well, I might be able to upload it today. Well, I'm uploading it now. So, but I don't know. I'll think about it and see if I want to actually post that video or not. I'm not 100% sure, but I probably will. But I think what we're gonna probably end up doing first is because I know I want to do the well, you guys know the CB and all the wiring for the lights and stuff, and I know Crazy JD Kid was saying that on that accessory fuse there's actually like wires hooked into that run throughout the machine, I guess, so you can wire in other things. Which I don't know why you'd want to do that, but I suppose if you plan on running lights on the rear or something, lights on the rear, I suppose you'd want to tee into that. Then I suppose, I don't really know. But anyways, I think maybe what I'll probably end up doing is maybe doing the work lights, because that's been something that's been put off for a long time. I've been wanting to do that, I think, for the last couple of years. So, and I know that Matt was saying to check the amperage on everything. Well, the work lights, I'm going to probably end up running 2 of those, even though I could probably do it. One would probably be bright enough, but I think I'm going to go with the duals, just for more brightness, and because I said so. It'll just look a little. I think it'll look a little nicer that way too, having 2 instead of just 1. And plus, then that way I might be able to adjust my lighting to where I can have more light shooting off to the sides too, instead of just in the middle. 2 lights are better than 1 because at least you can adjust your lights a little bit different. Well, each light is about 1 amp, or it's a little over 1 amp. I think it was like 1.2 or something. You know, they're LEDs, so they're not going to take a lot of juice. The warning lights, I think they're probably about 1 amp too. They're not extremely a lot. So, and then he was saying something about the CB. To check the amperage on the CB. Well, I went to the website. It doesn't tell you a damn thing. And of course, then they have it that you can download the owner's manual for that. You know, say for that, you know, a certain CB. Well, I did that, and again, it doesn't really tell you. All it told me was that on the CB, on the positive wire, I think it said that there was supposed to be two 2 amp fuses, or just one, or it was, no, they were like a 2 amp fuse, whatever the fuck it was. So I think the radios don't really suck a lot. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I mean, if you think about it, if everything pulls about 1 watt or 1 amp, well, you got 2, 3, 4. So there's your 4 amps right there, because you got the 2 work lights and then your 2 warning lights, so that's 4 amp. And then the CB, well, we'll say the CB will pull another 1 amp. You know, you're only pulling, you know, 5 or 6 amps. That's basically all you're pulling through that wire. So you're literally not even maxing out your wiring, because everything that I'm using is LED. You know, what's saving the radio is that I'm using LED lights. If I wasn't using LED lights, I'd be drawing a lot more amps. But the thing is, anyway, I don't think I'm going to put the CB. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to anyway, I guess. Well, I'm thinking about maybe just running the CB directly to the battery. Just because there's no point in really hooking it to anything else. There's no point, because I don't plan on putting it anywhere else. It's just going to be on the front of Big Red. So, I mean, depending on how long the wiring is, and on the radio, I'm looking at the Cobra. Oh, it was like probably a little more expensive, because it has all the features that I want, but yet it's still kind of a low quality radio. It's not a, you know, it's not like the Cobra 29s. Cobra 29s are kind of high tech and fancy looking. This is kind of a low fancy radio. It still offers the weather channels, and it still offers channel scan, and all that other kind of stuff. I don't think it had PA in it, but I don't need PA anyway for what I'm going to use it for. And yeah, so that's pretty much basically it. I don't think I'm going to run, you know, another thing too with the CB wiring. Their wiring already comes with a built-in fuse, so you're never going to blow up the radio. So why not just, you know, at least with that, all I have to do is back the bolts out a little bit, and then just take the wiring and slip it in between, say, the bolt and then another wire connection, and then just pinch it in. It's not going to hurt it, because I've done it with the other lights. It never hurted it. So I think that's just what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to run the CB directly to the battery because it ain't going to matter. At least that way, I don't suck quite so much power out of that, out of the other lines. So I think for the warning lights and the work lights, they're all going to be hooked onto that wire. Well, the thing is too, that's going to be kind of like almost separate because, well, I guess it wouldn't have to be. Well, I don't know, because you get plenty of wiring with the work lights. You get like 10 feet in line. So, I mean, I guess you can add to it if you had to, which is probably what I'll probably end up doing, because I'm going to want to run that wiring in such a way where I never have to see it again. Right now, I have it actually for the rear light, the work light or the warning light. I have that running underneath the seat, and it comes up through the seat. It's not hurting. It's pinching the wire a tiny bit, but it's not hurting it. So, but I'd actually like to get that maybe up inside the frame, between the engine and the tranny. I don't know if that wiring would take that kind of heat or not. I don't really know. But anyways, I did find this is 16 gauge wire, so it's overkill. I think I'd rather go overkill than underkill, because I know that one guy says that you can go 16 or 18 gauge wire. 16 would just be a little more overkill for it, which I think is better anyway, because, another thing too is if you ever wanted to add something onto it, you could just tee into that wiring and then you'd be good, So your wiring would be a little bit stronger to take like either another extra work light or maybe a small air compressor. I don't know. I'm just saying as an example. If I ever do plan on adding more stuff onto it, then there you go. Right, I have a little extra bit of power running to that wire. So yeah. So that's just what I'm thinking of doing. I did find some wire. I'm going to put the link below so you guys can check that out. Let me know what you think of that wire, if that's the right kind. It's a negative and positive wire. So I did find another kind of wire, but come to find out it was speaker wire. So why they used it, I don't know why it came in black and white, or black and red. I don't think you're supposed to use black and red wiring, those colors for speaker wire. I think it's supposed to just be one color pretty much. I don't know, but I went by the colors and that showed up black and red, so I thought, well, it's power wire, but come to find out it's speaker wire. So I don't think that would work. But I did manage to find some power wire. It's like I said, it's 16 gauge. You get 100 feet of black wire and then 100 feet of red wire, so you get a total of 200 feet of line. Well, that's more than enough, obviously, to do my work lights, and then probably my warning lights too later on. But so I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna order the work lights. I'm gonna order. If you guys approve of the wiring, then I'll order the wiring, and then I'll order my switches. I'm gonna have to order probably some connectors, some connections, whatever, waterproof ones. I think any ones would work. So I'll have to try to find some of those. I don't know what would. I suppose any ones will work. So if you guys have anything, let me know too. But right now I'm just kind of doing one thing at a time, and that probably should do it. I think I'm gonna get the. It's a 4-pack of switches. It's not the blue ones that I wanted to get, where it's just like the one big panel. It's gonna be 4 separate switches. Like they're gonna be, on their own thing, right? So what's gonna be a pain in the ass is try to figure out how. How are you going to run the wiring from the light then to your power source, and then how are you going to put in your on oscillator? I don't know if you have to split that in half or what, and then run another set of wiring to that, I suppose, but it's a little bit confusing to me, but I guess if you just do one thing at a time, then it kind of makes sense after a while. I think for now, I think I'd probably just run, the lights are going to be a bolt on, so they're going to go on probably in a matter of minutes. And then from there, I'll just run the wiring to any power source that I can find, and then, to that accessory, and then there you go. Apparently, there's supposed to be one either underneath the seat or under the fender somewhere. I don't think I've ever noticed any, but there might be some there. I don't know. So, I don't know. I guess he said the John Deere had one too. Crazy GD kid said that. So I'm sure it does somewhere. It probably will come in handy. I'll probably end up putting. I do plan on putting extra work lights and stuff on him and warning lights on him as well. So that'll probably come in handy as well. So, but yeah. So I don't know. That's just basically it right there. I did find some 16 gauge wire. I'll put the link below. You guys can check it out and tell me what you think. I don't think I'll upload that as a video because things have kind of changed, and now that video I don't think would make sense to you guys, so I don't think I'll upload it. So I'm basically just telling you the same thing if I said in the last video too, but with more. Yeah, I think I'll just I'm probably not going to be putting any of this stuff on until spring. But at least I can have the shit, on standby, and then come spring I could just put Big Red right here in the shop and just start giving her, the car will probably be in here all summer, so I won't really do much in here, but yeah. So that's what I think that the CB, when I do get the CB, I'll just wire it directly to this battery. I'm not even gonna put rings on it because you don't really need fucking rings. Just pinch the wiring in between the bolt and another wiring thing, and it'll stay. So as long as you don't tug on the wiring, it's fine. But it's not gonna get tugged on. So why worry about it? So I'm not gonna add the CB to that. I don't think I have to. I think just run it to the battery, it'll be fine. One thing that I am gonna probably need your guys' help is when it comes time to put the CB antenna on Big Red, I'm going to need to find some grounding wire. I think I did see one, but I don't know if it would have worked for Big Red. If I find the link to that too, I'll put it below, but it was grounding wire. Because the antenna has to be grounded to something. Maybe I can get away with it not being grounded to nothing, but then your range would probably really suck ass if it ain't grounded to nothing. So, yeah. You guys will have to try to find me some, like I said, I did find one, but I don't know if it would work. I do know that the place where I plan on buying my radio from, they do sell grounding wires, but they're only like 6 inches long, and that may not be long enough to where I want to go with it. So I think it's better off just buying a roll of it, of maybe like some thin wire, and then just grounding it to a bolt or something. They say to bolt it to the chassis. Well, I'm just going to find the nearest bolt and run it to that. And as long as it's steel on steel, it should be fine. So, I don't think it would really be an issue then. But, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think maybe we'll do the work lights. And then after that, maybe after we get that wired in, maybe the warning lights. Because the warning lights are going to have to the wiring's going to have to get snipped and stuff, and that's going to be a little bit more tricky. I think with the work lights, it'd be a little bit easier to start off with. So, excuse me. But yeah, so, got to remember too that I'm going to have two work lights, and they're going to have to be teed together somehow. So they both come on with they both come on with just the one switch, because I'm not gonna have them separate. There's no point. I'm still gonna have a spare switch left over, but I can either save it as a replacement for one that maybe gets damaged, or if I plan on putting the 12-inch light bar on the front, then my Polaris dealer can maybe just, like, I'll just put the switch in, and then they can just run their wiring to it and do what they gotta do with it from there. Then then there you go, right? So, no clue where I'm going to put the switches. I could put them on the fender, which would, would be a little bit easier because you can just kind of, drill right through that, and then there you go. But I would also like them on the dash, but then you'd have to take the dash off, which I don't know how that would even come off. I mean, yeah, it's probably just screwed on, but all that wiring and shit's hooked to it. So, I mean, you're kind of getting into more of a mess. I think it would be faster and cleaner just drilling onto the top of the fender and then putting them there. But another thing too is that I'm afraid, well, no matter where the fuck you put them, the cats are probably going to, well, no, maybe not. Well, I don't know, because, well, the cats are going to end up probably turning the switches on. And I don't know if those wires are alive all the time, even when the key's off. I know that if you leave your headlights on and you turn the key off, then your headlights turn off, even if the switch is on. So I don't know if that wiring is the same way or not. Because, if I turn them on, or if I turn them off, and then the cats push the buttons and they turn something on, well, I mean, it's LED, so it's never going to burn the battery down, but it's a waste of battery. And it's a waste of hours, too. I mean, if I don't catch that, if they do it at midnight, the lights are going to be running until probably 7 in the morning or even later. That's going to be almost 8 hours that they're going to be running steady, So it's 8 hours wasted. So I don't know. But I'll put the link to that wiring below. You guys check it out. And then if I find that grounding wire, I'll put the link below too. But if you don't see the link there, then I didn't find it. So you guys are going to have to try to find me one. For the antenna. That's for the CB antenna for Big Red, because it has to be grounded to something. It's not going to work because it may not work because, where I plan on mounting it's going to be plastic and it's not going to ground to that. So, So I don't know. So you guys can just let me know what look at the links below and let me know what you think of that. And yeah, I don't understand how I'm gonna do the warning lights. The work lights I think would be easy because they're gonna be on the back, so you can basically just tee into that one wiring kit. But I only have one warning light in the back and I got one in the front, so you'd have to somehow find that whole wiring kit that's factory installed to that fuse, and you have to tee one into the front and one into the rear. It's just really a lot of confusing work. So it's all confusing to me, but I guess if you just do one thing at a time, you start to understand it more and more and more. So I don't know. I think maybe we'll work on the work lights first. Get that done and out of the way. Because I've been wanting to do that for quite some time, and you're getting kind of a discount right now on those work lights too. They got $5 off. $5 off your lights, so I'm gonna be saving some money there if I get them in time. Right now they're having a sale. Well, usually the sales end by the time I get paid. So probably end up paying full price for them again. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. I'm just gonna wire the CB directly to the battery. It'll be fine. It's gonna have its own built-in fuse anyway. And then the work lights and the warning lights, well, they'll have to go into the harness, the factory harness, and then we'll have to somehow figure out how we can get a switch hooked up to them, and so I can power them on and off. Like I said before, the work lights, they're going to be teed together, and they're going to be on one switch, And then the warning lights, they're going to be on their separate switches. Like the rear one will be on one switch, and then the front will be on another. Because I want them separate. You know, just in case I only need the one. I just need the rear one going or something. You know, I don't want to power both of them. And then I'll have a spare, which I won't put it in. I'll have a spare switch. What I'll do with it, I don't know. I'll probably either save it, like I said, for a spare for something else, or in case one of them should break, or if I have the brush guard put on, then I'll, you know, they can just wire their light bar to that then, and there you go. So, but let me know what you guys think of that stuff. If I find the links, I'll put them below, so make sure you check them out. And then, if you guys don't think that'll work, then you guys can suggest something, because that's just what I can find. Like I said, I'm not a wire genius, so I just try to find whatever I think will work. So, I mean, if you guys don't think it'll work, then you guys are going to have to find me something that will work, because I don't really know what else to look at, you know. So, like I said, I'm not a wire genius. Never claimed to be one, you know. So, you guys will have to help me on that if you guys don't think my stuff will work. I'm not gonna put. If you guys want to see the kind of work lights that I'm getting, then let me know in a comment. Then I'll put the link in the comment. I won't put it. I don't think I'll put it below. I'll just give it to you guys in the comment or whatever, and then maybe fuck it. I'll put the link to the lights maybe too below, the work lights that I want to get for Big Red. I've done that video before on them, so some of you subscribers will probably know, but a lot of you newer ones won't know. So. Mounting the work lights will be an easy job. I can do that myself, because just drill a hole and bolt the son of a bitch on, because they come with bolts. So, and there you go. I'll bolt them down, and then we run the wiring from there. I do believe too. I think that the work lights, they do come with a ponytail of wiring, so you can obviously, you know, shrink wrap it together with a, you know, or whatever, or. Well, maybe that ought to be a connection though, like a quick attach connection. Just in case I want to remove that rear rack, then I can just unplug my lights. So right where the ponytail wiring ends on the work lights, that's where a connection will be then. Because that don't make sense, because at least that way I can remove my rack if I have to on the rear. And then everything will have to have a damn connection. Everything. CB, work lights, warning lights, they're all going to have a quick connection on them up towards, you know, the light. Because I want to be able to remove my racks without having to actually remove the lights or remove the whole wiring setup. You know, let her just have a quick connect and drop it and be done with it. So, if you guys find connections, like waterproof connections that'll work, say, with my wiring and my lights, give me the link, and then I'll save the link in my computer, and then when the time comes, I'll order them. I'm not going to be able to order everything, but it's a good start anyway to get the lights and the wiring and the switches. I don't know if I'll be able to get the wiring, and the wiring is kind of expensive too. It's like $30 for a big 200-foot roll, but it's, you know, it's enough. It's more than enough. So, because I want plenty of wiring so I can run this stuff pretty good. I don't want to have to, you know, be skimpy in where I have to run it. So, one truck just left, and here comes another one. Yeah, like I told you last night too, that one son of a bitch ran over all those markers, and I called up the lady, and I kind of chewed her ass out again and stuff. So you guys will probably see that video at some point. So yeah, anyways guys, I'm going to take off. Let me know what you think of that wiring. And I'll try to find maybe some grounding wire too for that antenna. Unless you guys find some, but I'll try to see if I can find my link, and then you guys can look at it and stuff. So alrighty guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, take her easy.